Your stories are really, really vivid. And it's funny because as I was reading through the book, I was like, I wonder which character Wahida is most like. Which character would you say you're most like?
There's a little of me in all four of the female characters. And so I had to spread myself around.
I figured as much.
Angel, Tasha, Jazz, Kaya.
Do you have a favorite character among the four?
You know, as I'm writing the story, when I get to that particular character at that time, that's the favorite one. So it fluctuates. It changes.
I think Tasha is my favorite so
People
far.
like Tasha.
So your story is really amazing. You were in prison, which is where you began writing your novels. And you talked about your inspiration, Shannon Holmes, and then the subsequent creative writing class you took while you were in there. Can you just talk a little bit about your process from start to finish?
My process from start to finish, like we were just saying, I'm a crunch time person. It's not a good habit to wait to the last minute, but it works for me when I got all that pressure on me. But writing out here versus writing in prison is a whole new ball game. Because in prison I had all that time. My day was structured. It's always the same routine every day. But when you get out here, you have your business, you have your family, you have your children, you have your life, and my best time to write is early in the morning, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, until like 7 o'clock. Just try to get it done. I got a chapter a day.
What about Shannon Holmes' story inspired you?
Okay, at the time I was working in the law library, and I had just said, okay, I gotta do something. So I arrived at the library every morning at 8 o'clock, and most of the time I'm the only one there. I would do my homework, read my newspapers, read my magazines, and this particular morning I had picked up an XXL or a Source. I tell you what, I don't remember which one it was to this day. I'm flipping through it, and it was a sidebar. And the sidebar had this really small picture of this brother. And I started reading it, and it said he was in prison, and he wrote a book called Be More Careful, Shannon Holmes. And I'm like, wow. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at all the books on the walls. Now, this dude is in prison, and he wrote a book. I'm in prison. And I'm still looking at all the books all around me. Then I start visualizing my name on the spines of the book, Wahida Clark. And that's when I have my light bulb moment.
So you were sentenced to 125 months for money laundering, wire fraud, and mail fraud. What were the circumstances around your charges? I know it talked about you had a high-powered telemarketing job, and then you started a landscaping business.
You definitely got to read The Golden Hustler, because that's the circumstances. I had a character named Nina Cole, and she landed a telemarketing job, just like I did, selling advertising products for lots and lots of money. The company I was working for in real life was a bad company. I happened to be the top salesperson, just like Nina Coles in the book The Golden Hustler. And when they came and knocked down the doors, kicked down the doors, they arrested everybody, and they was like screaming and hollering with the guns, made everybody get on the floor. And I kept hearing them say, "You got the girl, you got the girl," and they were talking about me. So I took my case to trial, and I lost. So that's how I said it was 125 months.
Given the status that you've reached, is going to prison something that you see some benefit from?
My prison sentence, that whole scenario, and me relocating from Jersey, moving to Georgia, up until now, I wouldn't change not 1 second. I don't regret any of it, because if everything was not in place and happened the way it did, I wouldn't be sitting here talking, being interviewed by you, Remy. I wouldn't have number 10, my 10th book, Justify My Thug. So it was really a blessing in disguise. And at the time, of course, especially when it first went down, I'm like, God, why? Why me? But it ended up being a blessing.
It's like, here's lives.
Yep.
All the lives you can touch now.